Welcome to today's presentation on one of the most fascinating and misunderstood communities in American history, the Melungeons. For generations, stories circulated throughout Appalachia about families whose origins seem difficult to explain. They were neither fully accepted as white nor black, and many family traditions claim Native American, Portuguese, Turkish, or other exotic ancestry. Today we'll explore the history, myths, records, and DNA evidence surrounding the Melungeons and what they can teach us about identity in America. The Melungeons are most strongly associated with the rugged mountain regions of northeastern Tennessee and neighboring Virginia and Kentucky. For centuries, outsiders struggled to categorize these families. Census records, court records, and local traditions often classified them differently from generation to generation. This ambiguity created a mystery that still fascinates genealogists today. Even the word Melungeon remains controversial. Many researchers believe it derives from the French word mélange, meaning mixture. Others propose Portuguese, Turkish, or African roots. The reality is that historians have never reached complete agreement on the origin of the term. What we do know is that it became associated with mixed ancestry families living in Appalachia. Certain surnames appear repeatedly in Melungeon communities. These families intermarried over generations, creating extensive kinship networks throughout Appalachia. However, not everyone with these surnames was Melungeon, and not every Melungeon family carried these names. Genealogical research must always focus on individual family lines, rather than assumptions. For generations, extraordinary stories attempted to explain Melungeon origins. Many families passed down oral traditions claiming descent from exotic peoples who arrived in America long before mainstream settlement. While fascinating, most of these theories lack documentary or genetic support. As researchers examined original records, a more complex picture emerged. The documentary evidence consistently points toward communities formed through generations of interaction among Europeans, native peoples, and free people of color. Rather than a mysterious lost civilization, the Melungeons appear to represent a uniquely American story of blending populations on the frontier. One challenge in researching Melungeon ancestry is the changing nature of racial classification. Government officials often made subjective decisions based on appearance, reputation, local politics, or personal prejudice. The same individual might be listed differently throughout life. This inconsistency created much of the confusion that survives today. No location is more closely associated with Melungeon history than Newman's Ridge. Its relative isolation helped preserve family connections and traditions for generations. Many of the most extensively researched Melungeon families trace roots to this region. Genetic genealogy has transformed Melungeon research. DNA studies consistently reveal mixed ancestry involving European, African, and Native American populations. The results support what documentary evidence has long suggested. Melungeon communities emerged through generations of interaction among multiple groups in colonial America. Many myths surrounding Melungeon origins developed within a difficult social environment. During periods when racial identity carried legal consequences, families sometimes adopted alternative origin stories to avoid discrimination. Understanding this context helps explain why certain legends persisted. The Melungeon story offers important lessons for all genealogists. Family traditions can contain clues, but they must be tested against evidence. Identity is often more complex than simple labels suggest. Genealogy is not about proving legends, it's about discovering the truth. Today, many descendants proudly embrace their Melungeon heritage. Researchers continue uncovering new records and refining our understanding of these communities. Rather than a mystery to be solved, Melungeon history has become a powerful example of America's diverse ancestry. The Melungeon story challenges simplistic ideas about race and ancestry. Their history reminds us that America's past is far more interconnected than many realize. The boundaries people tried to create were often crossed by real families living real lives. The evidence suggests that the Melungeons were not descendants of a lost civilization, but rather a frontier population created through generations of cultural and biological blending. Their story is most interesting because it is human. They represent the complexity that often lies hidden within American genealogy. Thank you for joining me as we explored the fascinating history of the Melungeons. If you enjoyed this presentation, please like, subscribe, share, and follow for more content exploring genealogy, DNA, forgotten peoples, and hidden histories from around the world.